Hey guys, it's me T again for today. I'm actually gonna try to do a couple more videos. So yeah, if you hop on, please stick around. This message was actually really, I was like getting pulled to do it, and we can actually all thank the Earth Angel named Gabriela Flores for this, who is one of my really great friends. Um, and she's such a great, good-hearted person. And the other day, what sparked this, I have to kind of go in the back, like kind of give you like a little background to it to have it all make sense. um so the other day she shared with me a an article of, I don't know if you guys know about it, because I don't really read the news, but she shared like it. It's always like when you live a spiritual life, it's always like you don't actually have to tune into the news or anything like that. It's like whatever you need to know and whatever you're meant to know will come your way, right? So we were discussing this article that she was telling me about that came out, I believe, in like the New York news. I don't know if it made worldwide headlines. I have no idea. So I don't know how wide it spread, but there was a huge message in the aspect of a 27-year-old taking her life, and leaving basically like in her blog, things that she was gonna miss. Okay, so blessings to her and her soul. I mean, literally, thank God that on the other side it's much lighter and much airier and things like that. So we find it really sad down here when that happens. You know what I'm saying? We actually find it really shocking. But the thing is, it's really interesting because living a spiritual life has led me to understand it a lot more and really understand that this life is really not meant the for the weak. Okay, and when I say weak, I mean impatient. Okay, so impatient, because when you're impatient, you're on the weaker side. And it's really interesting because a lot of our society functions off of impatience. Like, we need shit right now, and if we're not getting it right now, we're unhappy or we're dissatisfied, right? So the whole thing is, she was sharing it with me. She even read to me, like, the letter that she left and the article that she left. And I was just thinking about it all. And I was like, damn, like, it's so fucked up because, I mean, on so many levels, right? Like, her age, all that she had in her life, and she still wasn't happy, and the feeling of feeling alone in a room when you walk in, and you feel disconnected. You don't feel like you're connected to anybody. So I want to say that Gabby inspired me. By the way, go check her out. She's the founder of Soul Excelsior. Okay, so we have these like life chats all the time, and we always say, "Oh, it's 333." Thank you to the Ascended Masters for being here with us. So, and the angels and everybody else. But there was a real pull. So she actually, it was her idea. She said, because we were discussing it, and she said, I was sharing my perspective on it, and she was saying, "Yo, T, like, you need to actually make a video on this," because she's like, it's kind of huge. And I said, okay, I'm open to it, but today was a huge pull. I just had this, I like just came back from being out, and there was like this huge pull. It's like, you got to do it, you got to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to do it. And I feel that way because this is the thing. Tomorrow is a very hyped up, loving day, okay? It's going to bring in a lot of light, and and I feel like but with a lot of light, there's going to be a lot of shadow being exposed, okay? Because again, the light just kind of expands. It's an expansive type of, the light has an expansive type of functioning. So when it comes down to it, it's kind of like, what do I want to say? It's kind of like it will bring up a lot of, the shadow side of people might get them all little kind of chaotic and like not knowing how to handle it, okay? Because they're so actually they were so actually used to just being in the dark and like being like confined and like being on the, you know, on the DL in terms of like being what is it called, like I was gonna say rolling dirty. It's not that, it's literally, it's like being on the, fuck, I can't remember what I'm trying to say, but whatever, it's just being on the down low. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, long story short, we were having this discussion, and I said, fuck, that's so fucking young. 27 is so fucking young. And I mean, God bless, because she's super accomplished, and this, like, and not everybody can say that they're super accomplished as much as she was at 27, okay? Now, the thing is, it's very interesting because there's like a whole bunch of different things I want to share on here, two of which are pretty main ideas. But it's the aspect of when Gabby was reading the letter to me, when she was sharing it with me, I was thinking about how interesting it was that as a writer, she was expressing herself. And this is the funny thing. You become a writer when you can't feel like you can express yourself to the people around you, okay? So it's like you end up just being like, yo, I gotta like exhale it somehow. And it has to come out in some sort of creative form. So I turned to writing because I knew that I really, as just a very unique individual, I just could not, I like substance and I couldn't connect to the people around me, okay? So for me, writing was like, I was like, I gotta, like, you know, it wasn't even an idea. It's like the angels just took me there because I just had all this passion inside of me, all of this, like, you know, like this injustice that I wanted to like, you know, just like fucking just destroy out of my system is basically what I'm trying to say. And I wasn't an artsy person at all. Like I didn't find myself creative or artsy or anything like that. But once I started writing, my creativity really kind of blossomed, you know, and then I kind of embraced it all. And I was like, oh my God, great ideas coming to me and all this stuff. And so one thing I wanted to, so I really appreciated the message that she left behind because she was very clean cut and dry, and she was like, decision made, not turning back, understood. I understand that because at one point in your life, there's going to be many, and may there not be any more manys. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm going to change it up for people. Is that, you know, because a lot of people like to say, oh, there's going to be many times where it's like, it's really low. And it's like, no, there has to be many times where it's really fucking high. And you have to just remember that, you know? And you have to turn to those moments, right? So my whole thing is with that, she left behind these small little trinkets of ideas. Like, I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss this. And I found it so, I don't know what you even want to, obvious. I found it obvious, okay? I know that's a crazy word, but I found it obvious because I'm such a grateful person for all of the minor fucking details in my life. And, you know, and I see as much as I can see, and I even pray that I don't miss anything, okay? Like, it's just one of those things that I'm just like foundationally never letting go of my gratitude because that is part of the things that make me happy. But see, it's funny because with impatience, that could not be enough sometimes, okay? So it's very interesting. I allowed myself to have that. I allowed myself to have those happy moments and be accepting of those happy moments, right? But some people want greater, and some people think that small is not good enough. Some people think that small is like, it doesn't make a difference. And it's like, you can't really say that anymore because of the fact that, you know, when you're talking about something like kindness, for instance, you know, kindness is a very small thing, but it is so soul moving that people don't even realize because it takes somebody's effort, it takes somebody's soul to actually give a shit and care, to actually be kind and step out of their little fucking turtle shell, you know what I'm saying? And actually help a person out, you know, in a way that they're not used to. So it's game changing, okay? So, because you can't say, and so what I'm trying to say is also kindness is a very game altering type of action, okay? Like, you are being kind randomly, okay? it's expansive because you don't know in which way you're ever going to be kind in this life. You have no idea until the time arrives. You feel it. You're like, no, I'm going to do this right now. And it's like, and that's expansive, right? That's the light that expands us all, right? So what I wanted to say there is like, allow yourself to be happy with the smaller things. If you don't even feel that you're on your A game of happiness tomorrow in terms of being with somebody, okay? Or, you know, like, you have to have that self-love in you. You have to have that self-love, which is your strength to give a shit, to keep on going only for yourself. Some people also, I mean, I find it very important to actually get up in the morning and take care of something, okay? Like, if you can't, if you feel very alone, it's very good to actually get up in the morning and take care of something. Make sure that you, like, if you have plants, you're taking care of your plants in the morning. That is your routine. Your plants are counting on you to have them have a very, abundant life. So you need to get the fuck up in the morning and give a shit about your friendly plants, okay? So it's like one of these things. So if you don't have a dog, if you don't have plants, if you don't have whatever, something to take care of, make sure you get something to take care of, because you need to, like, this is why a lot of people have kids, right? Because they're like, oh, I need something to live for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, it's a little fucking dumb. But if you're really at the bottom of like what you can handle, which I completely understand, it's something that you literally have to pray to God. First of all, pray to love in and of itself, because your essence is love, okay? And so you have to literally call upon your creator, your source, those watching over you that fucking love you, that you don't see, and sometimes you don't even feel, okay? But you have to trust and believe that they're actually around you, because they're the ones that created you, okay? There was a group fucking effort, group, you know, effort of your ancestors, of your angels, of, you know, your past lives. Like, there was so much effort put into you and your creativity of you, you know what I'm saying? That you need to honor that. You need to not give up so easily on that, okay? And that's what I'm trying to say, is just you have to call upon, you know, there has been, and very recently, there has been times, like, the past 2 weeks, I was calling upon God's power. I said, God, I need your power today. I need your strength. And sometimes it's not strength. Actually, what you need to be praying for is God patience. Okay? God patience, God power. All right? Because, or source patience, source power. Whatever resonates in your soul, you have to call upon it. Okay? And even if you feel fucking dumb, if you're not even religious, if you're, or spiritual or whatever, because I'm actually not religious, I'm pretty spiritual. But open to all learnings and walks of life, right? Because there's always something to learn, and I just commit to having an open mind. So long story short is, what I want to say is, you know, you have to be proactive about your life. You can't just wait, okay? And being proactive is praying. Being proactive is actually being a little selfish to literally, you know, make sure that your dreams are coming true at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about money. It's about your creativity. It's about your soul. It's about feeling, you know? So the people that, you know, want to take their life, for instance, because they don't just see one thing that they don't have, it's because you're not being grateful enough. And I'm telling you that right now, because I went through a lot, okay? And my whole thing is, I've learned a lot through life, and you can't do it on your own. You just can't. So if you're feeling that you're like ready to end it, it's because you have been hustling too hard on your own. And you need somebody else's, you need to reach out to people. Like, that's what it is. It's like, you need to reach out. And if you feel stupid in reaching out to actual, like, earth angels around you, like your friends, if you feel really dumb to be like, you know, I can't ask for help. I can't tell them that I'm this deep in, like, shit, or did this deep in my emotions, because people aren't going to handle it. You speak to your creator, and your creator is going to create the fucking most magical, miraculous shit that you've ever seen in your life, because that shit happens. That shit is absolutely, keeping it very real. It's very real. That's all I gotta say. I mean, love is real, and I don't give a shit what anybody else says, even if you don't have anybody. Now, here's the thing, why I wanted to create this video is, you know, Valentine's Day is a love, it's like the most heightened love day of, in the USA, okay? And it's a beautiful thing, and may everybody see it that way. And, what was I going to say? I was going to say the next thing was, give me 1 second, because I was just thinking, I'm like, everybody should see it that way, but I understand if they don't. You know what I'm saying? Because, and it's more so, it's interesting because some people say, oh, Valentine's Day, I don't celebrate it because it's so, like, commercialized or whatever. And it's like, or like, Valentine's Day should be every day. Yes, I fully agree with that. However, why are we denying ourselves of actually celebrating, okay, love on a extra higher note? Like, to me, I would never deny myself of that. I would be like, and I always, even as a very long-term single person, I literally loved. There was some Valentine's days that I was like, oh bam, oh man, bummer, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because like you would get. I was gonna say and you know what I'm talking about. Like you would get stuff from your parents being like, "Hey, happy Valentine's Day!" Like really shouting you out that you have no one, right? But it's like it's okay. It's like the love that's there that you have to really celebrate, And it's kind of like them wishing it for you. Like, okay, we wish that you had somebody, but since you don't, we're remembering you anyway, which is really beautiful. But the whole thing is, I just wanted to say, so if you don't have anybody, literally just celebrate the shit out of love in your own fucking way, all right? Also, celebrate the aspect of you. Like, you need to really do something extra for yourself and continuously do that. Get on this self-love type of wheel and make sure it keeps on turning all day tomorrow, all right? So that's, like, your preparation, all right? Just, like, come up with really fucking creative things. Like, oh, go pet puppies at a puppy store. You know what I'm saying? I love doing that. I'm going to actually probably do that. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see what comes up. Because I like, literally, like, I could do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything in terms of, like, whatever intuition tells me to do. Also, like, I actually probably know what I'm going to do, too. So, get excited about these things in terms of create self-love projects for yourself. Like, you're going to feel so much better if you do this, or you're going to feel so much better if you do that. Like, take tomorrow as a very heart-based rebalancing day, Like, change it up. Like, you don't have to live like traditionally speaking, basically, you don't have to live your life on a traditional note like everybody else does. Live it a little outside of the box is what I'm trying to say, to kind of get through it. But also, if somebody asks you, hey, what did you do? And you're afraid to answer that question because you're not doing it traditionally, then fucking do it some way differently and somehow. And also share that. Like for instance, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, they're telling me not to say it, whatever, because it's probably going to be off topic. I gotta listen. So, long story short, it's what I'm trying to say is, really kind of come up with cool, and it could be so simple. This is what I'm trying to say is, like, really try to simplify your mind to the most simplest shit, because that gets your inner child so joyous. Also, include your inner child. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you, E-Team. Include your inner child. Like, if you love to roller skate, go roller skating. If you love to hula hoop, go hula hoop. Like, if you love to jump rope, go jump rope. Like, it'd be cool to have fucking couple of friends being like, let's go double dutch or some shit at any age. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go try this shit we haven't tried in a long time and have fucking so many laughs, Like, try to keep it lighthearted and fun. It doesn't have to be the traditional way. This is what I'm trying to say. What else did I want to say is that, okay, so here's the one big main idea. Is that, growing up, it's really funny. I've heard this so many times, is like taking your life is really selfish. And I didn't know where I stood with that. I always listened to it. And I said, all right, I mean, maybe that's a thing in this life where people love to say that shit. But at the same time, I'm like, is it really the truth? Like, is it the truth? Because, like, if one person's really fucking feeling it, then maybe they're just really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, you can't, and the whole thing is, and it's really interesting because I still don't know how okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Gabby Gabby's conversation, Gabby and I having that conversation really kind of came full circle in why people say that it is selfish. And I said it to her. I said, I never understood why people said that, but now I understand it. Because if you think about soulmate love, okay, whether or not you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter, because love is something real for everybody, and you're gonna have different dips, like different highs and lows, dips and like what's the other? Oh, dips and fucking swells. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So you're gonna have different. You're gonna have different. You're gonna have different levels of believing in love in life. Okay, that's for sure. Okay, but the whole thing is, I wanted to tell you something. Is literally, let me try to like just put it together, is literally, you don't know as much as you think you know, all right? Like I said to somebody today in Walgreens, do I say it? Yeah, I do feel like I need to say it. I said somebody today in Walgreens, I sparked a spiritual conversation with somebody because we, you know, synchronicity happens to me all the time. And I call it out. I'm like, synchronicity! And they're like, oh my God, yeah! This person was so funny. Like, we just like, kind of was like, it was super fun. It was like short, super fun conversation. But, so we were talking about it, and I said, you know, people don't realize just, and I said that, it came out, like, the angels, I guess, like, had me put it together. I said, people don't realize just how blessed they really are, and that they're better, they're way more blessed than they think they are, okay? And the woman said, she turns around, and I've never had that happen to me. She turns around and she said, you know what? She goes, my life this past year has been so filled with such big blessings. She goes, I can't even begin to tell you. And I was like, whoa. I was like, you go, girl. I was like so excited, because when do you ever have first of all, a reaction like that, but a quick reaction like that? Both, okay? And I was just like, I like was flabbergasted by her answer, because I said, wow, like she really fucking gets it. Like she gets it. Is that, you know, even if you have shitty moments in life, even if you are at the point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. And I've said it so many times in my life. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Take it. Like I'm trying to be strong, but I'm really fucking not strong. Like there's like, you know, I know that there's something stronger out there. Than I am, and I need to call upon that, because I'm like, sometimes I just don't have it in me, and I sometimes I want to be a fucking crybaby, because I can't handle, like, I know the ways that I would do shit, but sometimes there's like a resistance, and I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's something that like where the world or the universe isn't ready for me to fucking do it, and it's just like, oh, so I get, you know, you get crazy because you're trying to control a situation instead of trusting a situation, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, you know, you got to trust life a little bit more, that it's on your side. It's never against you. And I understand the disconnection. Disconnection is super powerful in the most wicked motherfucking ways. But you have to overcome it by being a little bit more proactive in being connected, okay? It's like the little story that I just told you about the woman at the store. Like, you know, two fucking strangers. I walk in, she's working. I ask her for help. You know, it's like very detached. No one gives a shit in that scenario. But all of a sudden, it's like I ask her for help to show me something around. She shows it to me. We have a little conversation about, hey, this is a cool lip gloss. This is a cool whatever, makeup, fucking whatever. And then all of a sudden, so that conversation sparks. That is connection, okay? That's connection. So anytime, and I got this from a movie just the other day, it's like you have to think on your feet in order to be a little connected. And you have to be vulnerable in order to, invite that connection, stay in that connection, but you also have to really take yourself down humbly to the aspect of, hey, I understand that we're both strangers here and we have nothing in common, but that's the fun fucking part, okay? So it's kind of like, just strike a conversation. You don't have to be outgoing. You just have to be kind. Kind is felt, okay? People think that it's like, oh my God, I don't know what to say, da 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 da. And it's like, I don't even know fucking what to say. It just fucking comes out. Like, it's just something, even if you need to curse and be like, fuck this or whatever, it's like, just feel what you need to feel and then have other people realize that you are feeling being. You know what I'm saying? And go with that. And all of a sudden you spark conversations because people are like, oh my God, you're being real while you're outside of your house. Like, that's some fucking real shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, allow yourself to just be real with yourself and feel your fucking feelings, because somebody else random is definitely going to approach you to be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this normally doesn't happen in the outside world. So you're like a little bit of a freak in a sense, but in a good way, because you're bringing something different, something else to the table, something to make people realize like what's really going on here. Like, take them out of their own minds is what I'm trying to say, right? So I'm like getting to the main, topic. The main topic is, here's why it's selfish, okay? So back to, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, okay? You don't know what you don't know. I think that should make sense, okay? So back to that topic of when you are alone for so long, okay? There is something called patience. And this patience is literally, it has to take you through. And here's why. When you're created, and again, this has nothing to do with you believing or influencing you in what you believe in, okay? If you don't want to fucking believe, I don't give a shit. This is for other people and not you, okay? I'm just trying to say this one thing. Use your imagination. When you're created out of love, there must be somebody else out there created to love you in a harmonized way back, okay? And by that, I mean also back home, all right? So, first of all, you have to support the A-team by believing that there is somebody out there and never give up on that for you. Like, never give up that you are deserving of a better love than you can even imagine for yourself, okay? That's number one. And never give up on, you can't. You just like get it out of your mind that you just can't, that like even in the moments that you say I can't, you need to like really be like that's a fucking lie. Like, you have to tell yourself that's a fucking lie. I just lied to myself. And remove, actually let's start out by this. Remove the can't word out of your dictionary. All right, never say that. Just never say that. And also don't ever say jealousy. They're like, or envy. That's like low vibrational shit. All right, you're better than that. And you're also too busy being way too happy for others, even if you don't have what they have in that current moment. Okay. Also, on an extreme level, on a very big grand scale, not everybody is going to have the same thing as each other in the same time, right? Some people could be dating, some people can be marrying, some people can have kids, and all of them are doing different things at different times. And it doesn't mean that, and so your time will come. That's what I'm trying to say. Your time will come. If you want all of it, your time will come. I mean, and it's crazy because it can literally, just like a tree, right? The theme of the day has been tree, so thank you, Archangel Metatron. A tree, or the tree of life, right? If you think about blossomings, okay? A tree can have 1,000 blossoms, which could represent like dreams coming true, okay? Now, a tree, first of all, it takes a little process to grow into its greatness, right? But then when it turns into its greatness and it starts blossoming, you've never seen a tree blossom all of its blossoms at one time. It's always one by one by one. There's always like one day there's one, the next day there's 2 or 3, the next day is 4, right? So it's never all at the same fucking time. So it's like, stop putting that pressure on yourself of everything needs to be done all at once, because it's not true. It's just not true. Even if you have people around you that are applying fucking pressure, even if you think that you have people, or even if you know that you have people around you applying pressure, you're going to fight that fucking battle in detachment of not feeling it. Because as I'm a very sensitive empath, and I had to battle my motherfucking shit. So, and it's like crazy because you're like not an empath, but you're also light worker, light walker, I like to actually call it, because a friend called me that. She's like a while back, and I thank her because she's now transitioned into spirit. So thank you, Candace. But you know, and by that I mean you walk your walk and you talk your talk. Like it's, and both you both are in alignment of each other, right? So long story short is, what else did I want to say there is, you know, you have to really fucking detach. Sometimes it's not even your pressures. I mean, we have our own self pressures, but then we have pressures from, you know, our parents, our families, our fucking friends. No, sometimes not friends. Because if you have really good friends, they're never gonna fucking pressure you. They're really just gonna love you for you. I mean, that's really true. If you have true friends, like they're just gonna be like, yo, chill. They're gonna be actually the ones that tell you to fucking chill. Then you have society pressures, you know, and how things are traditionally done, and it's just like, yo, peel back all of those fucking layers. Like, pray into that. If you don't know how to do it, you know, that's that self-help, that's that self-love. It's like, yo, you got to get down to the point of, it's you and your soul only in this life, right? It's you and your soul, it's you and your intuition, it's you and your self-love. You're gonna fucking take care of your self. You're gonna fucking, you know, retrain your mind, reprogram your mind. You're gonna out with the old and with the new, in terms of thoughts that are gonna help you. You know, this is all something super exciting to get into. All right. So going back to it, it's like, so if you really use your imagination, if this is again with or without you believing in terms of your having a soulmate or having whatever you want to call it in the spiritual world, we call, like, some people call it twin flame, soulmate. I don't know the fucking difference of anything. I just call it like my divine life, spiritual, you know, partner and best friend for life, you know, also romantic spiritual partner. Yeah. So it's called, like, I mean, I really have a fucking long way to say it, but it's because I want everything involved in it. Like, I don't want anything left out, you know? So it's like, how bad do you want it? Get fucking crazy. That's basically what it is, you know? Get crazy about it. Get fucking, like, do what you have to do. Put some effort into it, and eventually it'll come, and you'll stop saying that, you know? So here's why I felt really not bad for the girl. It's just like, damn, if I can transmit patience to you, if I can transmit the spirituality to you, if I can transmit just being okay and being happy with just those fucking small things that she listed out that she was gonna miss, that's all you need. You just need to literally acknowledge those little things in gratitude, which she did. And you need to be okay in being the beautiful believer that you are, because this is all you have to do. You just have to kind of keep believing and never stop doing that. And while you're believing and while you're waiting for your fucking, you know, ships to come in and your dreams to come true, you're building, you're creating, you're getting excited about, you know, launching different, I don't know what happened there. It's basically, you know, giving, like, being with you and your inner child, giving it what it wants. If you want to take yourself out on an ice cream date, go do that. You know, there's so many things to just, like, and the best thing to do is, like, people watch. I love it. It's just, like, so, it takes you out of your mind. It allows you to just, like, flow. It allows you to kind of, like, study people and, like, study how they function and maneuver and, you know, different, like, body language. I love it. It's like, do stuff that's, like, more meditative and mesmerizing like that, you know? To get yourself out of your fucking head, like, because it's like, and some people, and this is especially for the people that are too cool to fucking do shit, because literally there are so many people that are so willing to side with their misery more than getting up off of their ass, which is what John Assaraf likes to call Goya, okay? So get off your ass. That's basically what it stands for. And it's like, go help somebody. And you don't actually, oh my God, do you know that there's an app out there that, like, called, I'll get it for you right now. It's for the blind. And you can literally be helping people off of your fucking phone, guys. Like, you don't have to fucking move. This is what I'm trying to say. It's crazy. It's called Be My Eyes, okay? So you can literally be sitting on your couch feeling like shit, but you fucking turn on that app and you realize that you have eyes to see and somebody doesn't, and you can just show up for them in terms of, like, giving them, you know, what is it called? Giving them, like, direction, being there for them. Like, that's gonna make you feel good. Go pick up just one thing of trash go for like on if you end up going for a walk, that too is a very small thing, but a very meaningful thing, very expansive, very soul connecting. Okay, this is what it is. It's all about soul connection. If you're not feeling it, you have to create it. Okay, so really kind of, and if you don't know where to start, you go back to your childhood and you say, what fucking made me so happy when I was back there? Was it dancing? Was it singing? Was it laughing? Was it, and then you go, oh, comedy. I fucking love comedy. Let me just like go look on YouTube for some comedy, right? And just like, and really like, and there sometimes what makes us depressed also is having a dream so deep within us that we've forgotten about, that we kind of said, what's the use to it? That we've also kind of said, if it's not going to make me money, it's not worth it. You know, and it's like, that is the motherfucking thing that you have to show up to. That's the thing that you have to reveal and say, guess what? I don't fucking care anymore. Just like the song by Sia, which I was playing I actually woke up from my nap before and it was playing. Let me just get it for you because I fucking love it. It's so empowering. Sia's so soul touching, okay? That's all I gotta say is like, she is a fucking soul touching bitch with her songs, that it's like, you know, you have to turn to this soul touching shit when you are in a very deep place of unhappiness, okay? Because again, it's still your soul. Your soul is deeply unhappy. So it's like, meet it with something deeply happy, you know, to cancel out that fucking shit and do it over and over and over and over again until you're like, okay, I can see myself like really kind of come back to life, you know? The song is Bird Set Free. I fucking love that song. And in that song, she says, I do it for love, I do it for me. And I think there was, oh, sorry. She said there's also like, I can sing off key. I don't know what the exact words are. The exact lyrics is like, yeah, it's something like, I don't care. Oh yeah, I don't care if I sing off key. I sing for love. I sing for me. And it's like, see, the action of singing is what her soul wants to do. And so she doesn't give a shit if she does it imperfectly. She doesn't give it if she wants to do it for love, which is putting love first, God first, source first, and she wants to do it for herself because she needs the healing, okay? And that's and this is so beautiful because today is my day of healing, which is so amazing. So I'm just like connecting it, like, wow, what a fucking blessed day it is, you know, to like be coming on you with this healing message of, you know, don't fucking give up. Just don't, because I like, it's really ridiculous because you have so much, you are an infinite soul of possibilities. I don't think people realize that. It's like fucking magical. It's like a magician. It's a wizard. It's a fucking, sorceress. It's everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are actually your own creator. You are source. You are divine. You are the goddess. You are the god in your life, you know, the king, the queen, both, because obviously you're trying to balance out your energies and and you want to live a high quality life. And that's what it's all about. You need to be you need to develop your soul. Your soul is already developed. You just need to listen to it. But I'm just saying, you need to expand your soul and give your soul what it wants so that you don't die out in your spirit. Okay, that's the whole thing. So that's why I'm like, I never want to sway from my fucking soul, because my soul knows exactly where I need to be at the right times, at the right place, what I need to say, what I need to do. My heart is connected to my soul. That's where my love is, right? So we were just talking about love. Put love first. You put your heart first. If you even need to go for a run, you know, because that's like cardio, and cardio is putting your heart first, go do that, you know? I mean, this is why they say exercise is so fucking good for you and your heart, is because it's like literally, it does things scientifically that fucking helps your heart out, you know, be happy. And so with that, I'm like wondering if there's any more coming through, but like the whole thing is, you know, so what I wanted to kind of just, I guess what I'm ending on finally is, not finally, it's not like I'm trying to get off. I'm just trying to say, like, you know, like trying to get, like, with me, it's always like swerving on the fucking road of life where it's like, oh, but I have to say this, but I have to say so it's never like a straight line. Like sometimes it is, but sometimes it's like, it's a windy road. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I can't, you know, it's like they want me to go windy. I'll go fucking happily windy on everybody's ass. I don't give a shit. follow me, keep up with me. I don't give a shit. So, long story short, I wanted to also just, if I do say so myself, I think I'm ending this video with this, is, if you don't believe in, oh, actually, I may not, because there's something else that I want to add. So, but on ending it to the people, to the solo single people, that's where I'm going to end it, is you don't realize that when you're created, so is somebody else out there for you, okay? And so when you decide to take your life, okay, I get that it's a decision. I get some people are very solid in their decisions. I completely understand that, because when I make a decision too, I'm just like, nope, that's it. Decision made, fucking going after it. Like, that's basically what it is. So I get that kind of hard-headedness, but I also wish that the hard-headedness be in a really good way for you, where it's just kind of like, fuck even my own negative thoughts, in terms of thinking that I'm never going to be connected, or I'm never going to feel that sense of connection with anybody, because that's not true. And also, what I want to say is, imagine this. Imagine that you decided to literally be set on taking your life, and you do it, just like a lot of people do, right? Sad but true. You don't realize who the fuck you're leaving behind in terms of a soulmate that literally is like roaming around this earth by himself now, because you decided to take your life. You decided to give up on love, okay? So on your own love, on your own self, on love in terms of the creator who's created you, and you decided to throw out a very good sense of love that you had potential in meeting at some point in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. So it's like, imagine that. Imagine somebody taking their life and then all of a sudden leaving behind, fuck family, fuck all that shit. Like, I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. Like, your heart needs romantic love in this life. And so you decide to fucking take your life because you're not getting romantic love. You're not getting that connection. You're not believing that you're ever going to have it. And then all of a sudden, you leave behind the person that may just live around the fucking corner from you, that now has to live a life of loneliness or unmeaningfulness or non-soulfulness because you decided to take your life, and they don't get to have a fulfilled life because of you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's something to really consider, because that's some fucked up shit, right? That is some fucked up shit that somebody would actually think of doing that to another heart and another person, to like not think of another person, to not be like, I can't do another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. That's really how we have to fucking simplify it in our minds. It's not going backwards all the time to be like, well, this is how it's been. This is how it's always going to be. Da, 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 da. Like, don't be a grumpy old fucking person, okay? Or don't be a grumpy, too cool young person either. Like, there's nothing here for me. I'm going to just like end it because there's no, like, stop. That's not even cool. That's annoying. You know what I'm saying? So don't be annoying. Don't be a grumpy, miserable fuck. You know what I'm saying? And just fucking believe. And I'm telling you, if you can't do it, turn to a gratitude journal. You think I'm fucking kidding me, dude? It's crazy, because it got me out of so much shit in my life where I just decided, it was one decision where all of a sudden these like nice little fucking asshole thoughts come in, right? And then you're like, yo, I didn't even spark anything to think this. And now all of a sudden these doubts and these fucking creepy crawlers and shit like up in your brain, and you're just like, you do want to shoot your fucking brains out. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. But instead of doing that, you take a motherfucking powerful wand of a pen in your hand and you start writing to those motherfucking thoughts, and you're just like, yo, fuck off. Da 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 da. You write whatever the fuck you want to fuck these thoughts up, and never again will they come back because they're too afraid of you and your powerful thoughts and how you function and how you realize you call them out on their bullshit, just like you could do on the street. It doesn't matter. If you're a quiet person too, you do this quietly in a fucking notebook. It doesn't fucking matter your volume in this life or your velocity, right? Like, velocity is kind of speed, like in terms of how fast you come out, like kind of whatever. You literally turn to your notebook, you literally turn to speaking out loud, whatever fits your role, okay? Whatever fits your need at that moment in time. Thank you, angels. It's 4444. And you fuck those thoughts up just like you would fucking karate chop anybody that came at you attacking you physically or all that. You wouldn't just, like, if somebody came attacking you physically, you wouldn't just like lay there and say, I give up. No, you would fucking put up a fight. So that's when you know when there's something that's really driving you deep that you cannot settle and you can't feel at home in your mind, okay? That all it means is that you need to declutter. You need to simplify down to, I need to be selfish right now. I need to hear my soul and my heart. What the fuck do I need to do? Fuck all these other people. And you literally need to do that to get through to another day. That's all I'm saying. Also, when it comes down to it, simplify everything possible in your life. And by that I mean, okay, if you need to do something physically active, okay, and I would recommend that. You have all these crazy thoughts and you just go on a rampage, motherfuckers. Like, that's exactly and how you do it. Like, in terms of a helpful rampage, like, you're gonna go through your closet, you're gonna fucking rip shit away. Like, kind of like you're being dumped, right? Or something, or, you know, like, things didn't work out for you. You don't have to be dumped. It's just like, it's a scenario that came into my mind because I was watching, what was I watching? It was like Ready to Exhale the other day, and she was like taking all the shit out of her closet that wasn't gonna stick around from her husband or whatever, and she was like, she just went on a fucking rampage. And it's like, sometimes you need to beast out like that. So go physical, go fucking grab everything that you don't like. And don't do it in a non-rational way, okay? Because even when you're angry, you can actually be very fucking rational. Just saying, because I am that. I think about shit as I'm angry, and I can be really fucking angry, but, like, I think about what the fuck I'm doing because I don't want to regret shit later. Because I'm just like, fuck that. I don't deserve to regret shit. So I'm like, I'm actually going to be fucking angry because I'm allowing myself to be angry. But I want to be rational because if I like this fucking water bottle, I'm not going to be like, fuck this water bottle and throw it against the wall, shatter it. And then it's plastic. It's not going to shatter. I know that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, one that you like that maybe isn't whatever. Maybe it's glass, maybe whatever. You're not going to shatter it and say, oh, I really like that water bottle afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you have to be fucking rational. You can't just, like, lose your fucking shit and without having the control in your mind of being aware in your beingness, okay? So I wanted to say that to the single people out there, is that you need to be more grateful, and you do have the strength to pull through to another day. All you have to do is simplify. And again, if that takes some physical fucking action of you going on a rampage and throwing shit out, you know that by you doing that, you've cleared space and something else is ready to come in. You know, sometimes this shit happens for a purpose where you have to show the universe that you are not willing to side with your fucking shitty thoughts. So it's kind of like, you don't have to apologize for going fucking batshit. You don't, because the universe knows exactly in divine timing, as it is orchestrated, that you're going to lose your shit at different times. And they're like, yo, we're ready for this fucking shit show with popcorn. And they're like, with popcorn, and they're fucking ready for the fucking shit to fucking, you know, hit the fan. They're ready for it. And they're just like sitting back chilling. They're like, yeah, we already knew that. Like, that was gonna happen, you know? And so it's just kind of like, let yourself feel your fucking feelings, but be rational as you do it, because there's really, like, there's nothing worse than an irrational person going on a fucking rampage, because that's how people all get shot, right? And, like, shot in the foot, shot, like, you know, also massacres and shit. And it's just like, what is the point of that? There's no fucking point. You know what I'm saying? Because what? You were fucking angry and you couldn't you wanted justice, but it's like the justice is within you. It's the justice is between you and your creator. The justice has nothing to do with these other people. It's just that sometimes you feel out of control because you want to control so much in your life instead of just trusting, okay? So it's kind of like, I don't want to be insensitive when I'm like laughing and fucking delivering this, but sometimes like I know that my laughter in general, it's not just mine, is healing. So it's meant to heal somebody out there that is supposed to run into this message, okay? So I don't regret not a damn thing, and I think I actually do in a very well balanced way because I'm blessed with that for sure. Because thank you, E-Team. Oh my God, they're talking about do I share what I got before? Okay, no, it was just for, that's so interesting. Sorry, I just had, sometimes there's connections that I make as I'm doing shit, and I'm like, oh, that was it, cool, that's signs, right? So, yeah, so, I mean, literally, and what I want to say is, like, this goes to anybody out there that is, like, going through some type of grief. I mean, literally, that's really what we're talking about here is grief. Grief in terms of, getting through it because, at any point in life, and there's even such little small details of your life that you don't even realize that you're experiencing grief with, okay? Which is crazy, which is so fucking crazy, that it's like you need to get out of your system ASAP for then you to rebalance yourself and come back to your centered self, okay? Here's another one that I was thinking of earlier today too that I wanted to address is the people who have somebody, because this pisses me off. I'm going to tell you right now. Like, I understand those solo people that want to take their life because they're just like, they feel so much in the spotlight, like in terms of being single on Valentine's Day, that it's actually fucking really, it's hard to handle on a normal day. Imagine fucking getting like really like, oh, you're still single, like that type of fucking like pity shit. By the way, just letting you know, pity shit is like actually something that you need to accept for yourself as love in this life, because I've noticed that being in this world, pity is the way that people love. It's crazy. So when you're saying, I don't want pity from people, I'm telling you right now, take the pity, because sometimes that is the only sense of love that you're ever going to feel in this life from different people. And it's like, and I know, and I'm saying that as a strong person, okay? Or I think that I'm strong, but I'm just saying, like, that's the only fucking love you're going to get in this life, because everything else is going to be like that tough love bullshit, which is not even fucking, it's not even love. It's just literally fucking unnecessary. That's basically what it is, because you could be real and you could be very grounded and you could be very straightforward and direct with people with so much love and so much different, like so much assertiveness that and also having heart, like not letting your heart go awry somewhere else while you're fucking telling somebody straight to their face about a certain truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough love in my world does not exist any longer, because if you're deciding to side with tough love, that means you're making my life a lot harder, and I don't need my life to be harder. I need my life to get a lot easier, and that's what I'm after. And I don't give a fuck what anybody else says, because if you realize that life is challenging just as it is, okay? Like, because things get thrown at you out of fucking left field sometimes that you have to fucking handle, emotionally speaking, that's hard enough because you're actually like juggling so much that you think that tough love is going to somehow fucking solve a problem in this life, like somebody else's problem. Like, you think that like it's going to get through to somebody. It's like, no, it absolutely doesn't. And if anything, you're going to lose a fucking friend. You're going to lose a human being. And let me tell you something. You fucking come at somebody with tough love when they're not feeling so fucking love-ish. That's a person that's going to throw themselves off of a fucking bridge or take their life in any shape or form. So that's why I don't believe in tough love, because you don't realize what people are going through on the inside. That tough love is something that is so fucking whacked out and so taught in our society for no fucking reason, because people on the inside of their house are trying to control their fucking happiness and their families and stuff like that, and they're trying to keep everybody so close and tight-knit that they're making everybody fear the outside world, when in the outside world, people easily can fucking love and connect without a problem. There's nothing to fear out there. That's the funny part. It's like, if you realize that's a huge fucking lie, like the tough love's like, oh, they're trying to toughen you up for this world, da, da, da. Outside, if you are gentle with yourself, you will see how gentle the outside world is with you too. It's amazing. It's magical. It's miraculous. It's all of that. So it's like I literally am. I feel like I'm put on here on this earth to say fuck everybody, because I'm living this life how I fucking choose to live it, and I also observe everybody in how the majority works, and I see that sometimes the majority, the beliefs that the majority believes in is fucked up. It's really fucked up. It's like, it's so fucked up that it's actually keeping you more guarded than you really actually should be, when we're supposed to be all a little bit more united, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I've been taught that too, because I was raised very old school, like, oh, we're going to toughen you up. And I'm grateful to have both. I literally had both sides of the spectrum. One, like, you know, tough love parent, one really soft loving parent. I think you really need both, but a lot less than the tough love. Like, that is, like, you, like, there was and I'm so proud of, I have a friend who had a child, who has 2 kids, and she posted something on her Facebook page the other day, and it showed up in my newsfeed, and it said something like, it's not going to be verbatim, but it says something like, you know, I'm not going to raise my child with tough love. I'm going to raise my child to gently love others, or something like that. And I was like, whoa, we are fucking moving in the right direction for somebody to have come up with that, you know? And she's not the only one. I think this is like a generational thing. Like now, and I knew that too, because I get downloads too all the time, where it's just like, yo, we're actually moving so much more into believing that love exists and trying to maintain that, rather than fight it with not experiencing our emotions, not allowing us to connect through our emotions. Like, our emotions are angelic connectors. Okay, so if you can get vulnerable with yourself to then be vulnerable with others, and then, you know, and again, you can start with one person and then kind of like open yourself up and see like, wow, like you can really fucking just like connect with people, like, and you don't even know them, and you feel like you can love them easily. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. I know, way off tangent, but I just want to let you know that, guys, this life is not tough. It's tough as it is. We don't need more tough love. So fuck that shit, dude. And whoever decides to come at me with tough love, let me just tell you something. They get a stroke of really nice, like, cutthroatness. Like, they really do, because I don't fucking tolerate it, because I really have really worked so diligently and so incessantly on and insistently, like very, very stubbornly, on the aspect of, I'm only going to have gentle love because that's what I want to feel. I know that shit is real. I know that I've been way too hard on myself in the past with a lot of different things, with pressures and this and that, where I fucking lost my mind like 3 times over. You know what I'm saying? And for who? Like, for who does that doesn't have to be for anybody. Like, it's just you going through these, you know, and again, it's all blessings. I'm not complaining about this at all. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be that tough. It doesn't have to be that tough. It just has to be love. And love comes in all forms. But make sure that if you're gonna call it tough love, that your heart is actually there, and it's not you trying to be right. It's you trying to share what happiness you have experienced out of your life, to then share that with another person, to be like, no, this is what ended up happening in my life. Here's how I want to connect with you. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to give it over to you, and you do what you want with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's again, it's not about tough love. It's about trusting. It's about patience, you know? So super huge, dude. Like, I could talk about love all day, and I love talking about love, because it's just, there's so much to it. There's so much expansiveness and growth there. Here's another set of group of people I wanted to address, and that's why I put, if you're thinking about ending it, because you can end it, you can be ending your own life, and you can be ending relationships, okay? So, here's what I wanted to say about that. if your heart is telling you to end it, you have to end it for your heart, okay? If you know that you've put in so much effort into a codependent type of relationship, which is the complete opposite of a interdependent relationship, okay, where two people are super independent and then they kind of lean on each other for like, you know, like catalytic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like they're both super strong and then they come together, two minds alike, power couple, and they just fucking like, they like transform their fucking you know, problems and things like that together. All right. So what I'm trying to say here is that there are some people that give up too easily on their relationships, and there are some people that, and only due to ungratefulness, like they're expecting too much from another person, but yet they've never showed gratitude towards that person that was giving it their all. And sometimes these relationships are one-sided. Sometimes they last for so fucking long, and you're like constantly thinking about ending it. And if that's the case, fucking end it. Like I'm literally telling you like that, like I'm always about go after happy. Okay, go after happy. However, there's a difference between long-term and short-term happiness, and if you have not invested long-term into a person, I don't know how I want to put this, because it's like, okay, sometimes you make fucking decisions, you make poor decisions by not listening to your intuition, okay? But sometimes you make decisions by being impatient again, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to be with somebody, you don't want to be alone, so you make impatient decisions, okay? Which are completely, I believe they're completely out of alignment with your intuition. So that's very interesting. So impatience, wow, that's super interesting. Intuition and impatience absolutely are one in this. They do definitely have definitely something to do with one another. That's absolutely, wow, they're very interconnected is what I want to say. Never realized that. Patience is also faith, right? So what I want to say is some people get married out of impatience, or some people get married because they don't want to be alone, and they don't want to look to be alone, you know, to the outside world, you know? And so they get married, and so that and then they have kids, and then they're just like, okay, like, you know, what's done is done, but now I have to, like, fucking, now I have to deal with my, you know, cause and effect of the decisions, which is I'm unhappy, I'm ungrateful. However, I do believe that even if you are unhappy with a person that you married, okay, I believe that the only cause of unhappiness is the not enough gratitude that you have for the other person, because you can always find something really beautiful in another person in terms of how they show up in your world every day, and that they're still willing to, right? That they haven't walked away from you, you know? Because, guys, I don't give a shit if you're married or not. Marriage on a piece of paper doesn't mean fucking shit. It means, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it does mean shit, like in a good way to people who are meaningfully married, right? But it doesn't mean shit in terms of even to people who are married for you know, a meaningful purpose. Each person at any given time can fucking walk away. They don't have to fucking stay there, even if they signed a fucking contract. They don't have to stay. So the whole thing is like, you have to realize that there is a freedom that even the controllers out there, by the way, and I'm going to say guys, but it could be girls too. Even the masculine, and the girls that are actually controllers are really functioning off of their insecure masculinity too. So there is that, you know. But I want to let you know that there's something, you know, again, you were created as, you were created by the Creator. That is more powerful than you. The Creator gave everybody free will. So as much as you want to fucking try to control somebody or like, you know, just kind of like make sure that they're in alignment with your needs, like basically manipulating a situation, they still have free will. They can leave, and the angels can guide them to leave your fucking life at any given time. Whether it be they fucking die, they fucking walk away from you, which is like 8 of Cups in the tarot. You fucking walk away because they're like, I ain't having this fucking treatment anymore. And you know, or they just kind of was just like, they're just done. They're fucking depressed. They're like, they're checked out. You know what I'm saying? And maybe not, that's the worst. When you're fucking checked out and you're not even making decisions on how to like actually separate, fucking worst you could fucking possibly do for yourself, for all those around you. That's like literally, and it's crazy. And I'm sending everybody fucking courage to fucking check the fuck out physically if you're checked the fuck out mentally. That's all I'm trying to say, because there's nothing else there. That's basically why you're checked out, because your soul is realizing that I'm not happy here. This is not a happy place for me. So I need to go find my happiness, and that's what it is. But I also wanted to say that there's some people out there that, you know, so this is basically for these people that have a fucking relationship. So it's basically for like 2 sets of couples, right? Those that are in a relationship where one is miserable and one is actually really a good person and not being seen for their like goodness, right? And yet is still sticking around to see like, but I love you, you know, the goodness in that person still loves the person that's fucking miserable, right? So I just wanted to tell you that, you know, if you're thinking of ending it, they're telling me it's not a dress rehearsal. This is not a dress. The time is now. So tomorrow, make sure to really extra love on the person that actually is bringing you so much fucking value in your life that you might not even be seeing it, because again, they can be taken out so quickly, as can you know, and you don't want that regret at the end of the day. And the whole thing is, it's like, and you think you're fucking lonely in a relationship by being physically with them, even by being mentally checked out, but the whole thing is, it's like, that doesn't have to be the case. The miserable person just has to find the beauty in the person that's actually helping them out and sticking around for them because they love them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, miserable people can be very selfish too, in the aspect of, I'm going to stay selfish and you're going to still fucking love me for it. Like, that's fucked up too. Like, you're really dragging somebody along, and that's really fucked up. Like, you're not even fucking creating love, you're just taking. Like the fucking little story of the giving tree, right? So again, this life is not a rehearsal, guys. This life is for you to actually be very, very, very proactive. And I'm not saying in a monetary way. I'm saying in a meaningful way. Like meaningful. Like, go after what your soul fucking wants, okay? Also, this is meant for the people. I'm gonna have to take a sip, guys. Sorry. Let me just take a sip, because I'm like, I feel like I'm getting like tired, and I'm like, okay, rehydration. I just had carbs too, so I was like, Okay, hold on. So, thank you. I love water. So, long story short, you know, then there are these people that are in relationships, and again, these are fucking long-term relationships, all right? This is like the ones that I'm thinking of, right? Because again, I learned from my surroundings, and it's fucked up, the shit that I've been learning, but it's like, it's amazing, because a lot of it is going to be like super not, well, opposite, yeah, because I know that I'm the happiest person that I know, literally, because I've created that, and I've really been very diligent in my detailed aspects of my life in order to receive that. Like, I've been proactive. I've been fucking very like just efforting. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not, because I know this life isn't a fucking rehearsal. I know I have to make it meaningful. I know I have to make it, for what it is, you know? Like, it has to be, like, it really does have to be your way or the highway, dude. It really does have to be that way. And I'm talking about in a sense of happiness, not in the sense of I'm in control here. It's like, no, you're only in control of your life for so far. until you decide that you can't handle it anymore, and then you bring in the creator. So I'm telling you, bring your creator into everything that you do from here on out, because your life is going to get much easier when you do. Because again, a lot of us are trying to create out of ego sometimes, and it's just like, don't do it. It's just easier to call upon those that have created, those that have helped create you and are watching over you and love you and are happy for you, right? So long story short, so then you have a different type of relationship where, one person really loves another. Like, if you can think of like the divine masculine really loving his counterpart of a divine feminine, and the divine feminine really just doesn't give a shit. Like, she just doesn't, she like kind of expects it, and she doesn't really even treat it with gratitude or sacredness, right? Kindness is what I'm trying to say. Kindness, that's it. That's like literally, kindness is so sacred, right? We don't realize that. And so, long story short, it's like, what I'm trying to say is like, if you're thinking about ending it, just come to the conclusion, ask yourself a couple of things before you do it. Ask yourself, have I given it my all? Okay, and by all, you'll fucking feel your all. Okay, you'll feel fucking extremely exhausted. Especially, okay, first of all, you're gonna be extremely exhausted by just even sitting next to that person each and every day, because if you're sitting next to a person that you no longer like them and they no longer like you, or it doesn't have to be that way. You might love them, but they don't like you. That's something to actually fully fucking think about, because of the fact that it's just like, why are you here? Why are you allowing yourself to be next to somebody that doesn't even fucking like you, or doesn't see your greatness, or isn't even fucking grateful for you, or doesn't even show you kindness, right? Like, ask yourself, what, you have to see which position you're in. Like, ask yourself, like, why am I tolerating this type of motherfucking bullshit to sit next to a person that doesn't even like me as a friend, okay? And yet you could be married to this person. So again, that's when you can check out. Because, and also, if you've like, and you don't need time for that. You can literally just feel that. Like, you don't even like me as a friend. Like, I'm out. Like, that's it, And that's how you separate. So I agree with that, and then there is, and you know what? And the whole thing, here's what I'm telling you to separate on Valentine's Day. That's because it's a fucked up message, but I'm telling you something right now. It's to create more love in the life of both you and that other person. When one person lets go, it's okay. The other person can just end it and let it go too. You know what I'm saying? And the reason for that is because it's actually healthier for both people. And also, if there are any kids involved, it's healthier too. But it's also healthier for the world, because of the fact that these people, they were meant to be together for a certain amount of time, and then they were meant to separate to go find their real love, and to actually, one can be like one, and this could create devastation. That's so true. I mean, literally, because if you are living out of alignment of your heart, where you are no longer seeing a person for what they're worth, and everybody is worth something in your life, by the way, so never underestimate that shit. I don't know why people think that that's like a thing, like you could outcool this shit. Like, you can't do it. You just can't. So it's like, just might as well be with it, because you're gonna live a better life, right? So the whole thing is, it's like, so, one might be devastated, the other might be like, okay, like, I'm super shit scared to fucking move on, but I gotta do this for myself. Like, so I'm sending the strength to people to do it for themselves, to leave miserable motherfuckers to be like, yo, I gotta go find my own happiness. It's about my self-love now, because you weren't able to, because again, it's just you realizing that you guys were meant to be for a certain period of time. Also, two people could literally be together for a certain amount of time for them to have a kid and separate, right? Like, sometimes, again, this life is created with ebbs and flows. So it's kind of like, you're meant to be with a person for a certain amount of time, and then you're meant to, like, go find your actual self-love, right? Like actual self-love, actual true love is what I meant, right? So, and that can happen at any age. So don't be a fucking ageist about like, oh, I'm too old and it's that. No, it can happen at any fucking age, okay? Which is beautiful, all right? So again, don't limit love, because love is actually very unlimited. It's a very unlimited type of essence, type of energy. We're bountiful, we're abundant in it, but it's like you have to realize that, you know, sometimes you have to let go of what you're used to in order to gain something so much better. You know what I'm saying? Then there are those that, you know, just ungratefulness. You have to check. So here are some other questions you have to ask yourself. Have I been investing in a person that's fucking miserable? Okay? And that just isn't changing. Like, for a very long time, they haven't changed. And it's like you tried all that you can to try to make them happy, but they're still not happy with themselves, and you don't see it changing. And sometimes you need to remove yourself from a situation for them to miss you. But even in that sense of removing yourself from the situation for them to miss you, you could definitely just simply have outgrown them, and that would be okay, you know? I know so many good men in my life, and I know so many good women, and it's just, it boggles my fucking mind. It boggles my fucking mind, literally, that a man can show up with beautiful flowers and mean it, because there's men out there that don't fucking mean it. Okay, so this is what I just like, what I gotta laugh at this. This is like crazy shit. And so they mean it, right? And their chicks are so, and I'm talking about straight couples here, because I don't actually know too much about gay couples, but like the whole thing is, it's like we're all human, so we definitely, I'm telling you, it's like the divine masculine versus divine feminine. Anybody could be in each other's fucking skin, okay? That's literally what it comes down to. It doesn't matter. We're all humans. And so we're all going to function in the exact same way at different times. I mean, that's literally what's going to happen. So you might as well just get vulnerable and be open to it, and just not be afraid of it anymore, because that's what emotion is. We all fucking experience this emotional shit. So it's like you get comfortable with it. Like, I mean, that's literally your only option. And so long story short, I just wanted to say, like, so that it boggles my mind when, you know, a man is willing to show up for a woman, and a woman is so deserving of flowers. And again, this is me. This is me observing everything from a single fucking standpoint, where it's like you wish you had somebody, and yet somebody has somebody, and the somebody is so fucking good, and the fucking person that they're with doesn't see their worth. Like, what? I would fucking, dude, if I was God, I would fucking chop heads left and right. Like, I literally would. Because to me, that is a fucking disgrace. That is so intolerable to me. And it's so super sad that I would never, ever like to be with somebody who is kind, who is good to you, who and consistently gives to you. And you are just like sitting back, chilling, and just expecting it, and not being grateful, and not being filled with gratitude. It's just kind of like, it's actually absurd and disgusting. It really is. Like, when you can't even value a person for showing up like that for you in your life, and they do plenty of more things. Like, these kind people do plenty of more things than just showing up with a fucking with fucking flowers and chocolates on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do shit throughout the fucking year to show their fucking gratitude, and yet they keep feeling like shit, as if whatever they do is never enough for the person that is super ungrateful and super unhappy. And to think that these people are still with them, like, what the fuck? I would have left after like 6 months, bro. Maybe like not even. Like, I would have been like, bye. You know what I'm saying? Because I 6 months. I don't even know if I could fucking handle 6 months of that shit. Like, that's too fucking much. Not even your friends fucking act like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're not, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. So, and to think that like sometimes, and then there's vice versa, right? Like, people coming on, this is kind of a little off topic. Do I go there? All right, they're telling me no. Because I can like literally talk forever. But like, but yeah, I mean, that's just something. So you have to ask yourself this, and because I feel like some people, I think for some people it's time to end it, right? Like in terms of the relationships, it's time. Like don't fuck around. Don't play the fucking fake game on February 14th. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Like to yourself, to other people, don't do that. Don't fucking cheat. Don't fucking do all that because it's bullshit. It's like it's such ridiculousness that you can't fucking show up as a human being in this life to just own up to your emotions, to be like, I like this one, but I don't like this one. Clean cut. Clean cut. It's like, oh, but this one has all the things that this one doesn't have. Then then neither of them are your people. That's what it needs to go on, right? That's what you need to understand, because you're literally cheating yourself if you're cheating on somebody else, but you're also cheating yourself fucking full-blown royally in terms of your karmic destiny, which is you're going to get that shit right back at you, or you're going to get you should be, people got to be extra scared, man, about that karma, because I'm telling you right now, you treat a person like shit, and you don't take it back. Even like when some people like treat people like shit and just don't take it back, and think that they got away with something, it's like karma, bitch. Like, and karma could be such a beautiful fucking royal genius in your life, and karma could be such an asshole, like such a fucking like bitch, like sometimes I feel like I'm even karma for people, right? Like in terms of like, you know, how I could be such a fucking, I could literally just like, because I see things for what they are, and that's what I'm asking you to do, is just like see things for what they are, and not your perception of things, not like how you see things, or, you know, like really feel in order to see things as they are. That's what I'm trying to say. That is a big fucking message, in case you guys didn't even realize. I just vogued that shit out, all right? So that's big. That's super big. I wish I could just repeat that right now, which is you have to feel to really see things as it is. Wow. That is major. That's major. And, you know, and you, yeah. That's exactly, that's a huge, that was mind-blowing for me. So, you know, so when it comes down to it, it's just kind of like, you know, be real with yourself. And by doing that, you need to feel with yourself, right? And be kind to yourself in order to make, like, being kind to yourself is making better decisions for you and your happiness. This is what I'm trying to say. So if things are over on February 14th, because listen, 1 and 4 is 5. 5 is positive change. It could also be a lot of, it means also freedom. And actually it's like my day of birth. I like the number 14. And it means, I think there's also like controversy behind it too. And I'm a very controversial person in a positive way, where it's like, I like to think about what people are tossing at me instead of absorbing it. I like to think about it first. And that's how I keep an open mind, right? So what I'm trying to say is positive change is on its way to you, okay? And everybody, whether or not, you know, whether or not, again, we're like, we really, we're mixed with, you know, the dualities, like the negative and the positive, or actually it's not negative and positive, it's more pleasurable and joyous, right? There's always going to be that kind of like yin and yang, but the thing is, it's like it's your responsibility to get yourself the fuck out of it, like, and to choose. That's why they say the happiest people choose to be happy. It's like we choose the decisions that make us happy, for not just the short term, but for the vision that we want for ourselves and what will meet that, right? Because the short term happiness is usually the easy, like, oh, I'll go fuck a bitch, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's short term happiness. You just got pleasure out of 5 minutes. I just made you guys look so bad. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying, you got pleasure out of, okay, let's say a half hour, 45 minutes, hour, all right? Pump it, okay? But what was I going to say? But, you know, but then all of a sudden, I don't know why that shit just came into my mind, but it's like, because that's what I actually always correlated to, like, just so people understand short term and long term. Short term is like pumping it because you're like, oh, okay, I don't even feel this girl, but I'm getting it in. You know what I'm saying? That's short term happiness. Long term happiness is, how do I define it? It's like, it could be meeting a girl and saying and putting her in a category to be like, okay, so, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to like put us women down, but like honestly, I'll do it back and forth. Like it'll come back around in any which way I do it. Like it's just gonna be that, because in our society this is how it works, and I just have to I'm just like real about it. Like I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying like if I simplify it to like guy terms, like we'll all understand it, right? So it's like, so, but then it takes long-term happiness is like realizing, okay, there's a girl in front of me. Yes, she has like an insert of where I could put my shit in, right? But the whole thing is, I have to be in control of my life to realize, is she worth it? Like, is she worth, like, first of all, what category is she in? Is she just a friend? Is she, I mean, I don't know how guys' minds work. I really hope that it would be compartmentalized, but I don't think it is. Because I've tried, and I fucking wished all over the place for, like, a guy friend, but it's never happened. So, long story short, that's why I don't think that they can compartmentalize. It's like, it's just like, they're fucking, like, hunters, man. I mean, that's basically what it is. So, long story short, it's like, but, but they're human, so I believe that they could do it because they know what they want at the end of the day. It's like, is one of their wishes getting married and having an awesome, like, fucking, like, life with one person? Or is it, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even into, like, the whole, like, like, I know I am into the whole monogamous thing. I don't know about the other, like, the poly things, like the polyamorous. Yeah, it's like that to me is a little fucking, I don't know. I guess we live in a polyamorous society anyway, if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like people like get to date and fuck all the time. Like it's not whatever. So, but what I'm trying to say is like if your dream is a monogamous relationship, it's like you're gonna look for the right one, and you have to be honest with yourself to be like, to sift, to basically be like, this person's for me, this person's not for me, this person's for me, this person's not for me. So it's like, that's basically what you have to do. I mean, I can go way more deeper into that, but I'm trying to say, like, when it comes down to it, your soul knows who is meant for you and who's not, right? And it comes down to, and at any given point in your life too, when you're feeling, I'm not saying like fucking leave somebody when they're like an asshole to you just one time, right? Because that's like dramatic, But I'm saying if it's a habit, and it's been a very long time of a habit where somebody really is treating you miserable because they're just miserable out of a very long time, it's time to fucking bounce. It's time to say, guess what? Even though I may not know how I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with the power of love. And I'm going to check out physically, emotionally, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're already probably 2 out of the 3 already. So you might as well do the third to fucking cut it really clean off, And so that's what I'm trying to say. If you know you gave it your all, then end it, And I'm not saying about life. I'm not saying that about your life at all. I'm saying continue giving it your all when it comes to life. And I mean that even in the most fucking toughest times, but actually not in the most toughest times, because in the most toughest times you really have to be gentle with yourself. It's literally the opposite. Like, that's how you treat it. So again, going back to what I was saying about the suicidal, like, people think about suicide, like, really treat yourself a lot more gently in those situations rather than, like, I'm going to just follow through. Like, it's not about the following through. It's about treating yourself a little bit more gently and just being like, okay, like, talking to your heart, talking to, the divine. Like, it's that. So I'm glad that came up. But, so if you're thinking about ending it, there's, in terms of being in a relationship, there are some people that really should end it because, again, tomorrow is the positive change, so tomorrow would be a good time. don't fuck around. Don't play with people's hearts anymore, right? Because then that's playing with your own. And you know what? You have decisions to make in this life that, need to be about your happiness and about your extreme fucking happiness, because that exists. And not just about like, oh, well, happiness, I can't really count on it because it only comes around once in a while. Guess what, bitches? I'm happy majority of the time. And guess what? Because I work my fucking ass off for it. Like, I really do. I could be at zero with money and I can still be happy because that's fucking happened to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was fucking wowed by it. So when you're talking about money, it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. Money just makes it extra, right? And even people with fucking money, they're so fucking, I mean, we all know that. There's like miserable people with money and there's very happy people with money. I want to be the very happy person, and I will be, And it's not about the money part. It's like literally just about knowing that you're comfortable enough to get yourself through this life without the exaggeration of more, without the exaggeration of more, and not being happy with what you're getting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not being satisfied. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a difference between, not being satisfied for a very long time and not being satisfied for just like 5 minutes because somebody just fucking like kind of, like tore your ass apart a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you should fucking... Listen, whenever somebody fucking tears you a new one, you listen to them. Don't absorb that shit, but you listen to them because there's something in there that you have to really humble yourself to, because maybe that is something of a truth, okay? And you'll know, because you'll know that if it kind of stings a little bit, you're going to just be like, damn, that's kind of, I mean, it's low, but it hurts for a reason, because the fact that maybe you do feel that that's how you are, I don't know if I explained that very well, but like, you'll feel it if it's a truth, and you have to side with that to be like, damn, they're fucking right, and not fight it, because if they're right, they're right, but it's also at the end of the day making you happy because they were helping you to see yourself in a different light. Do you get what I'm saying? Then, or know yourself better than you would have if they hadn't said anything. So it's really love, when it comes at you like that. So tomorrow I'm just asking people not to like play fake. Don't ever play fake. Playing fake is like ridiculous because of the fact that it's just super unnecessary. But, also be super kind and be super grateful for the people that you have, because like I said, they can lead, whether or not we're talking about relationships or people just in our lives. They can take their own life at any time. People can walk out of your life at any given time, and all of that hurts. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, we need to be a little bit more gentle. We need to be a little bit more real. We need to, and again, I'm going to reiterate the aspect of being real does not need to be tough love. I think people have that mixed up. Like, I'm being real right now, and I feel like I'm transmitting real love, and that's the tough love that people need, right? Not like, oh, I'm gonna tell you how to fucking live your life, and like you're doing it wrong and shit. Like, no one needs to hear any of that. That's like the wrong way to go about it, So, and become wondrous. That's another thing. It's like, yo, we live in a fucking vast universe of a world that we get to live in. This is an opportunity that your life has to live in this world. And some people are just living in their fucking mundane, dude. And it's crazy. Like, it's crazy because it's like, there's so much to explore, so much to experience. Yeah, you're going to have your lull moments where you're going to be like stuck inside your house sometimes, and you're not going to want to get up sometimes. And, that's life too. That's a part of life. You just have to accept it and, like, move the fuck on from it at one point, But also, while you're in it, know that it's like, okay, it's just temporary. And if you need to call upon a friend and you don't feel like calling upon a friend, you call upon the creator who created you, because they know what you need. Sometimes you don't even know what you need, Like, today's my healing day, and I feel as though I'm healing a lot of stuff even within myself, because I'm actually doing this for the love of, basically the planet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you bring yourself to show up for, you bring your, put it this way, when you call upon your creator, you literally are helping out your universe within you, but your universe around you, and then your world at large. Okay. I know I said that before, but it's very important that you know that, because it all ripple effects. It all does. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so it's super healing. You have to, I don't know if that actually even connected, like if those things all connected, but I just wanted to, I mean, literally, like, all the ideas could be completely separate, but it's just something that I feel like I've received a lot of experience in. I've observed and learned a lot in my life, and this is what's going to work. I know for sure in terms of happiness. It's how I've been living. I learned from everybody around me, and I never stopped. I never stopped learning. So it's like, instead of being the miserable, fucking ungrateful fuck, in this life, be somebody that somebody else can learn from in a positive way, rather than being inactive about your life, rather than giving up, rather than whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, it's not helpful to people. It's not kind. It's not thoughtful. So, when somebody gives you a gift, I'm saying like tomorrow or whenever, but especially tomorrow, like in terms of like, it doesn't matter who the fuck it is. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's like, even if you also may feel, because humans do that too. They feel, it's like, like I said, like the whole mom and dad thing, they like, well, my mom always kind of gifted me something for Valentine's Day. She's super cute. But like, so, but like, again, you sense the sense of, oh man, other people like now know that I'm on full blast, that like, I don't have anybody this year. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so allow yourself to feel those feelings, but accept those gifts that are still loving gifts, and what I'm trying to also say here is, like, if you're with another human being, dude, be so grateful, because, people, oh man, if I can get through to people, and I like really just don't know how, but it's like, if I can get through to people to be very grateful for the counterpart that you're actually with right now, it's fucking game changing. Like, even start at the most detailed things, like, the way that they take out the garbage, you're very grateful for. The way that they, talk to people. The way that other people, actually, there's an article out there that was a long time ago that I read, that it was like, people who are in really good relationships are able to see the other person. There's like been studies on it. I don't know if I mentioned that. They're able to see the other person through the eyes of how other people see them. So if that makes any sense, like if that was like if you were with your counterpart, you actually see your counterpart in terms of how other people love them. Like, oh, what do they bring into this world that other people love, is what I'm trying to say. So start with that, and then really kind of decide to just like build and create on top of that. And because I really do believe, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I really do believe that if you were to start being grateful for the person that's around you, even the miserable, that can happen. Miracles happen all the fucking time. People don't realize that. So it's like, and on a very small scale to then happen on a very big scale, but how are you going to get your big miracles if you're not fucking grateful for the smaller ones? You know what I'm saying? And everything around you is a miracle. You have like thousands happening around you on a daily basis, right? So it's kind of like, again, live in that wondrous world. Live in it. I'm telling you to fucking live in it, because that's where the real world is at. That's how you're really going to be happy. And so what I wanted to say was, like, I believe that even miserable people can eventually, and not eventually, instantaneously, okay, which is a miracle, instantaneously change their motherfucking ways or their perspective towards another person that they may not see even as a friend, if they only saw what they were grateful for in that person. That's facts right there. Those are facts. Because it takes somebody to just go there, to then be like, oh shit, I see the light in them. You know what I'm saying? And to then stick with seeing the light in them, to then also grow your light and then grow, the lights together, right? So you don't even have to, like, to me, I feel like love is so powerful. You don't even need to be in a true love relationship for you to actually feel love. You can actually cultivate love from that point of reference that I just told you, have it grow to however it's supposed to grow, and then leave on a high note to be like, hey, listen, I still love you as a person, but really things aren't working out. And then both people understand that it's like, okay, this doesn't have to be so fucking bad as a separation. It could just be like a respectful, like, understanding of this isn't working, but we love each other still, and leave on that high note of love. Do you know what I'm saying? So, goatee, because that was literally the best way I could have put that shit. Like, literally, I don't even think I could have put that shit even better. Like, that was pure through explaining how my imagination works, okay? So I do believe that. I absolutely do believe that. I just had to say that because honestly, that's like a very intricate, fucking detailed, like, a way to think, and I just fucking explained that royally well, very well. So, and again, it's also about being kind to yourself. Some people think, oh, she's stuck up because she's so, like, full of herself. You damn right. I fucking worked so hard to become very fulfilled with myself. So if you want to see it as full of myself, go right ahead. But that's just how it's always going to have to be, because of the fact that if I am going to help other people, my cup needs to be filled. And I had to understand that from, no one taught me that. I just had to kind of, like, kind of grasp that essence of spirituality that was being put out there as a concept. And then at one point I was like, damn, I really have to fucking think about this, and I have to play around with it, because sometimes you don't believe that that's the truth, but then it's in the experimentation that you play around with it and you're like, wait a second, I am getting fucking fine ass results from this, so I'm gonna stick to it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you have to battle some shit that, where people don't understand the whole concept of self-love. You're gonna have to battle it out, and there aren't, self-love is like a battle in itself with, and I'm not saying, within you, but I'm saying, like, to actually live a self-love type of life independently, so, like, away from, like, having to depend on somebody else to love you. That is a fucking crazy fucking lifestyle. That is crazy. But let me just tell you something. At one point you get there, you get to the apex, and good things then just start to manifest in your life, and then you realize this is exactly what you worked for, and this is exactly why it was all worth it, So again, I'm ending this note for tomorrow on a self-love note. I really purely believe in that. I think that you have to invest in yourself. You have to keep yourself on a very healthy level in life, because if you don't, dude, like, you've already died out. Put it that way. Like, you might as well kill yourself off. I'm literally, like, I know that's a little fucked up, but if you're gonna allow your spirit to die, then you're already dead. You're a walking motherfucking zombie. That's what I want to really say. I mean, that's the truth in the matter. So it's like, it's really funny. You have people taking their lives that can't connect and all they want to do is just connect through their emotions, but they feel very disconnected because society doesn't really kind of go there. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, don't wait on society to go there. Be the one that goes there. Just fucking do it. Just be like, this is how I feel. If you can't handle it, not my problem. I'll go find somebody else. But, like, constantly keep on showing up, like, blah, in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? And somebody else will grasp it as refreshing, And then, when it comes down to it, then you have people that are literally in fucking relationships that you're just like, dude, you're so lucky to be in a relationship, because some people aren't. And you're so lucky to have the person that you have next to you that you don't even fucking see it, that you're allowing all of that ungratitude, all of that unkindness, all that misery to stand in your way of kindness towards them, and also to keep you at your most motherfucking zombie-esque type of essence. Like, are you, like, that's high. That's like literally living, you might as well be smoking fucking every minute of the day, because it's like, I don't understand how else, like, how else do you not see your, like, blessing? You're cloudy. You're fucking all cloudy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like you're not seeing it, you know, and I need you to see it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's for your own happiness. It's for your own heart. It's for your own higher heart and its happiness. And you just got to go there, man. You just got to go there. So, you know, you got to co-create with the A-team. You got to meet it halfway, because no one else is going to do it for you. No one else, you know. You have to believe in what you want to believe, and constantly stick to that, and constantly know that if you believe in good, and if you are doing the best that you can in this life, in a good way, in a proactive way, and constantly giving it, you're eventually going to receive it. So don't at all, like, people like me, like, that give it our all, that are just, you know, really being proactive about life, and find it meaningful and love connecting and shit. Like, we don't deserve to die out. We don't deserve to take our own life. We don't deserve it, because we fucking fought too hard. This is what I'm trying to say. Think about how much you fought in your life up until now, and make sure that you know that just as much as you are grateful for the little things, be grateful for your motherfucking hurdles too, because they are literally what have defined you, and what you need to refer back to. Just say, you know what? I don't fucking deserve to die out. I don't deserve this shit, because I've went through so much already, that I'm going to choose to be happy no matter what the fuck people want to say. And I'm going to do it my way. You know what I'm saying? And do the best that you can in that way. And if people have something to say, let them say it. That's none of your business. Literally, that is the truth. That's a huge truth. Let them say it. It's none of your business, you know? And if they want to start the drama comes from miserable people. That's literally what, so it's like, don't ever go there. Don't get mixed up into that shit. I mean, it's just because it would be unkind to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if people are doing that, they're doing it because, again, it's like they think it's cool to be dramatic. They think it's cool. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's really fucking funny, actually. You know what I'm saying? But you need to know when to chill out with that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, it's the balance. It's a balance. So, you know, always side with your patience, always side with your faith, always side with your beauty and your strengths and your believing of what you want to believe and how you envision a better world. Because I'm telling you right now, it's coming true. It's if you can envision it, it's already true. You know, like, I can tell you right now, I really don't know if I can say that I've ever been surrounded by true love, okay? But I know it exists. I know I've seen it on videos and shit like that, right? Not in my environment as of right now. But it doesn't mean that actually there's like very little love, because usually when there's like little to no love, I want to say. But even with knowing that, it's very, you can create your own love. And that's why self-love is so big. It's because it's like self-love turns in, actually you can have, it doesn't matter which one comes first, self-love or self-happiness. It's like both to me the same. They end up being in the same spot, which is your soul. Feed them and then they will grow, you know? So it could happen from all different ways at all different times that you're feeding both of them. So you can feed both of them simultaneously with two furs. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is, it's like, I know that it exists. I know that it is. I just like call it in. It's my destiny. That's it. That's what I fucking decided, and that's like, you know, what is developing for me. You know what I'm saying? You always have to believe in that. Because, you know, people are on different levels of believing, and it's your responsibility to be at the highest and best level and capacity of believing that you need to be on And if you need to remove yourself from different situations to actually go and just be with you, do that. That's because people think, oh, that person's super lonely if they have to go and be with themselves. No, that bitch is the motherfucking happiest bitch alive if she can actually go somewhere by herself and just create her own happiness, build upon her own happiness, create and revisit self-love all the time. That bitch is fucking one drastic motherfucking happy, valued, and valuable and self-loving bitch, and she is fucking at her, like, that's some fucking powerful A game shit. All right, so don't ever underestimate people who are, you know, doing life on their own, because they're actually much happier than people are with. There, some of them, right, are much happier being alone than with people, but only because they're waiting on people to kind of respect and value them, rather than just settling on shitty fucking people that, you know, that we all get to be. What, not shitty people, because people that decide not to be, I didn't mean shitty people, I meant people who decide to be miserable, okay? Because just because you're miserable doesn't mean you're shitty, but you're being shitty to yourself, that's for sure. So, you know, and just because somebody's being shitty to yourself, to themselves, doesn't mean that you gotta stick around for it, because I don't fucking tolerate that shit for no one, because I don't put that shit out there. You have to know what you put out, you know? So, yeah, so it's just, show up for yourself tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to say. Show up for yourself. Get through another day. And if you have to revisit this video over and over and over again, it'll be up. So, you know, feel free. Also, like, you know, if there are any questions that you want me to kind of like talk about, because like maybe you need more insight on, I love talking about life. I love dissecting it. I love observing it, and I love seeing how different people live their lives, and I've learned so much through observation, through reading, through all this stuff. Like, it's beautiful, that I feel as though I'm really good with addressing questions, like the hard, tougher questions. So feel free to write to me on my Facebook page, which is The Illuminated Muse, and just post a question on there, and I'll do a video on it, and, you know, to the best of my ability, and I'll just like talk about that. But yeah, because like these are fun for me. Obviously, you can see that I can go for fucking hours, and then there's things that come in from like left and right and all this stuff. But I just felt like this was a very important message for me to put out. That again, the A-team was like urging me to do it. So, but at this point, I feel like very talked out. No, but I just had to, very talked out in the sense that I think like my soul had to say everything that I had to say and transmit everything that I had to transmit, so that you guys understand how deeply affected everybody is by your actions, and to be reminded of that, because people don't realize that they're actually more interconnected than they are. And even when you want to disengage from people, you know, you still need to you still need to have a lot of respect and a lot of kindness when doing that. So it's kind of like, you know, again, it's like the yin and yang. Like you just have to roll with, you know, what your heart and your soul wants. That's really what it is at the end of the day, guys. Like that's how you create your love. That's how you create happiness. And then eventually, when you do enough of that out of habit, somebody will walk into your life when you're ready, you know, and you know, things can change in a blink of an eye. I mean, if you watch movies, it's funny, people are like, oh, you know, come back down to the real world, T, and I was like, I don't have to, like, because the real world is where people think that this is the way it is, misery is the way it is, and I'm like, nah, like, I don't have to, because you guys need to step up to my fucking world. And you guys need to get more fucking, accustomed to that type of shit. But no one has wanted to do it yet. No one. And a lot of freeloaders fucking tried. But let me just tell you something. Ain't gonna happen in my world. I don't do the freeloading shit because I work too hard for my own. that, you know, because freeloading, what kind of shit is that? That's not even a good character fucking trait. So, you know, get the fuck off of anybody who like, people can just pop off with that. That's what I'm, hop off and pop off, both, with the aspect of, you know, like thinking that you can get away with, you know, freeloading. It's like, I could see right through that bullshit, and it's never gonna happen. Never, you know? So it's like, people who create it need to hang out with people who know how to create it, and that's really how it is. Or else it gets watered down and it gets fucked up, and people get just, it's a fucked up scenario when you, it's kind of like oil and vinegar, you know, when you mix them, it's like it doesn't mesh. There's still that separation. So you might as well just connect with those that you feel good around, to then have it expand more for this world, rather than just be very inactive and not proactive about your life, and just sit there and just like, just take it. Like, oh, this is what life has given me. That's it. All right, good. Like, I'm just going to sit here and miserable. It's like, what the fuck? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And actually, it's really crazy because some people say that, like, you know, there was that one perspective, like I said, that, like, you know, taking your life is selfish, but then it's also very selfish for a person to fucking sit in a room full of people that are super kind to them and just expect more and more from them, and never to give back, and like withhold love from them, and never to fucking, you know, never to fucking speak their emotions out, or be emotionless, you know? And again, emotionless, like energetically motionless, like where it's like there is no motion coming from you. That's why you are sit and you're stuck in your fucking couch potato ways, because you energetically you have no emotion. Like you are just sucking the fucking life out of everybody, and literally people love you, and these are the people, and I'm not saying anybody deserves to to take their life, but it's like, these are the people that are like, would be probably more better off, right? Like, if you think about it from a logical standpoint, I'm not saying that it's logic, but I am sticking to what I'm saying, because it's like, you know, sometimes you're really creating misery out of other people, and yet you're still okay with that, you know? And then these people, and sometimes the people that take their lives are the kindest fucking people, because they can't handle the emotionless factor out of other people, you know? It's like, it's a fucking amazing world that we live in. It's fucking amazing. And it has so much to do with the dualities and yin and yang. And what people are willing to put up with and what people aren't willing to put up with. And it's like, just question yourself tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new self-love, extra self-love filled day. Where do you need to chop shit out of your life from? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying to anybody, by the way, I'm just reiterating that, never take your life, but change your fucking life. Change your fucking life. Be the game changer. Be the catalyst. Some people are afraid to take the first step. Just take the first step. Don't be afraid of it. Just say, this is what I want to do for myself today. Take the first step. Do it, you know? And you'll see that you'll feel better. Then you'll want to take a second step, because intuitively it'll come to you. Because the angels know when you're actually giving effort towards your life, rather than just fucking sitting there being miserable and just sucking the energy drive from the people around you. I mean, it's so, talk about selfish. It's like, the suicidal is not even selfish to me as much as it is when you have a living fucking human being really just not wanting to fucking connect with anybody around them, when they have even created a family, for instance. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know if I'm actually expressing that well with words, but I know that you feel it in my heart, that it just makes no sense sometimes. It makes no sense, but it's up to us to make more sense out of our lives, rather than just giving our power away to the people who really have not made sense out of their lives while they were around us the entire time. Do you get what I'm saying? Listen to yourself, guys. Listen to yourself, because and I'm saying that out of the goodness. Listen to the goodness of yourself. Not like listen to yourself like, oh, I'm always going to be in the right. I'm always going to... No, you're not. Happy people are not always right. Happy people they choose to side with being happy more than being right. You know, and happy sometimes is just to listen, to take in new ideas and not say anything about them, but just to be like, okay, like, be open to new ideas and, trying to figure out whether that applies to them or not, like in their heart, in their soul. Like, do I really feel that way? Like, they question a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then they decide to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to change this about myself because I find that to be a little true, Or there are some people that only see one aspect of you and they make it like a miserable fucking aspect of you, but yet it's so right about you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just that they don't like that about you because they don't have that within themselves, I don't know, guys. It's a wild world out there. That's all I gotta say. It's a wild world. We're all gonna get through it. And I really hope that you literally get yourself through it, because you have to in this life, and this is why self-love is so big. You have to rely on yourself to get yourself through it. And that's what it is. This is why I think, in the US of A, we are taught to be very independent, very, go, 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 and it's like, that's a beautiful thing, but people die out being very independent and overly independent, where it's like too disconnected. You know what I'm saying? So you have to you have to connect spirits, you know what I'm saying? Your spirited self to yourself, but then to also others, so that you can feel alive a little bit, and also independent. You can have both. You can have both these things. So, I'm going to end it here at 2 hours, guys. That's fucking amazing. I think I've said everything that I need to say. Is that the truth, A-Team? Yes, it is. So I love you. Happy, paired up day tomorrow for, because 2 is February is the 2nd month. So I'm glad that I just put in 2 hours for, to express myself. But yeah, have a great day. I love you so much. You are a part of this world for a reason. You're a miracle in and of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It took, like, dude, come on. Like, you're a fucking miracle. You have to realize that. And you have to kind of keep going. You have to maintain that miracle. That's the whole thing. Maintain your miracle. Don't let fucking people fuck with that, okay? So let that be where I end. I love you guys so much, and thank you for hearing me out. And write to me if you feel like it on my Facebook pages wall, which I believe is linked somewhere. Maybe it's not here, but go find me out, or I'll somehow try to link it somewhere in the description. If I haven't done it already, maybe I have. I feel like I have. Go check my About section. Or I'll link it down below if I remember to do so, but it might take me a little bit because I have to kind of edit a lot of my videos, like the description boxes. So so just go find me, or go Instagram me, which is also the Illuminated Muse. And then I believe that there's a link right actually in the bio there for sure. That's a for sure thing. So I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day tomorrow, and enjoy yourselves to the fullest. Yes.